about to listen to the incomparable Win Twice Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Holly. We always go over, brother, and that's the bottom line. Dig it? So, sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
I remember at the time quite looking forward to this match because I just always liked seeing Vince get his ass kicked.
Okay.
And I thought that would be the case here, just because I thought, well, Shane's younger, and basically that was the basis of my thinking for this. Because at the time, so when did I find out that wrestling was fake, or predetermined, I should say? Don't want to drop the F-bomb because that's not fair. It was 2001, but it was early. So I would have known at this point. So yeah, because even though the Montreal Screwjob and all this stuff came out, I was still young enough where I didn't really care about anything other than what I was seeing in front of me. So yeah, I would have known by this point. But then again, I would have thought that Vince being Vince, would he not make himself win just because he's that much of a prick? I guess we'll find out.
Won't we?
Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon with Stephanie McMahon in a street fight. It's still very weird to me seeing Shane come out to Vince's music.
And the first thing I've written was, it's not Shane's music.
Yeah. And even weirder that he isn't doing his swinging arm shuffle dance, which I grow to love and detest in almost equal measure.
Yeah, he just comes out.
He does. Shane has a microphone and wants to take a moment to shout out some of the top young stars of WCW as he points into the crowd.
They're all getting a beer at this point,
They
obviously.
are. No, that was the extent of who was there, by the way.
So bad.
So some of the names that I saw there, I'll point out in case you didn't see them.
I saw one.
Did you see Chavo Guerrero?
No.
Bill DeMott?
Who?
Okay. Lance Storm?
Oh, I did actually see him.
Mike Jindrak? Mark Jindrak?
Who?
Mike? The fuck's Mike? Mike Awesome?
No.
Stacey Keibler?
Yes.
Stacey Keibler.
Saw her legs miles away.
Yeah. I mean, what was that song she had?
Legs by ZZ Top.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Brilliant. Next up, Shane McMahon introduces us to the special guest referee for the contest, the award-winning writer and three-time WWF champion, Mick Foley. One of Holly's all-time favourite entrance themes now plays as everybody's favourite basement dweller, Mrs. Foley's baby boy, heads to the ring.
Yeah.
At least having Mick come out second makes more sense, as otherwise we would have just heard the same song twice in a row. They actually thought that through. I agree with that. Steph looks great.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Okay.
Well, her hair is less than ideal, but I'm willing to overlook it.
Okay.
I'll look beyond
the jumpsuit, huh? Yeah.
Yep. As the McMahons come face to face, Vince is quick to slap his son across the face twice before throwing a number of potatoes at him. If Shane is to be believed from the Mr. McMahon Netflix documentary, Vince threw the hard shots as Shane was uncomfortable with throwing hands at him. How true that is, or whether Vince is just a clumsy old prick at pulling his punches, will probably never be known. But allegedly, Vince hit him hard to give Shane a reason to actually want to swing back.
Gives him a black eye.
He does. Like, he is but you can tell he's doing it. He's not. He is pulling them slightly, but not enough that he's still trying to do damage with it, so it hurts. Don't know why I did the signal there. We all know what a punch looks like. After Shane crumples under the barrage of hands in the corner, Vince begins to choke him as he shouts in his face. Kicks to the ribs by Vince and Shane. Kicks to the ribs by Vince, and Shane fires off a right hand before Daddy Dearest resumes potato throwing season. Knees to the gut and more choking by Vince, but Shane begins to fight back with right hands to the gut, and a clothesline levels him. Bit more pep in the step now, and Shane follows in with a wild spear and mounted right hands and elbow drops. Steph rolls into the ring to protect her dad and slaps Shane across the face. We can see the damage Vince's punches have done on his son's face as he has the start of a shiner. I'd have been livid. The thing is, though, right, okay, so it's hard for me to say, because I've never been a wrestler, never will be a wrestler, but my instinct is that the only times I've ever had a fight in real life is when someone has caught me and then the red mist just goes. And then, so I don't think I could stop, regardless of who it is. If I go, no, I know you're doing this intentionally to try and hurt me, I'm going to hit you back as hard as I can in the face. But then what happens? Let's say, in this match, Vince is wailing away on Shane. Shane is going, fucking, this isn't right. I'm going to do something about this. Clocks him once, knocks him out.
Will the match be over?
Would that be good? It'd be a story.
It would, yeah.
I think, but think about everything that happens after in the match.
It wouldn't work, would it?
How do you then do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Have to do it on Raw or something the next night? But fair play to Shane, because he does what he needs to do. He stays professional about it, and he doesn't do anything back that could cause damage. But I couldn't think in the heat of the moment, and it must be to do with the training, to be fair. So I'm obviously overlooking several different aspects. But I feel like, I mean, what would you do?
I don't know. We know I go from naught to pitbull very quickly, so...
Yeah, I've only ever nearly seen that once. But...
I mean, it's why I'm not in that job as well as many other reasons. But yeah, I don't know.
What do you think? Like, what do you think you'd react like? You could say nothing, to be fair. I mean...
I don't know. I suppose if you know there's a bigger picture, you'd have to... You couldn't just turn around and go, fuck it.
Yeah.
Because then you've ruined
yes.
the rest of what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
You just couldn't. Would I do it later when no one's watching? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Wait for them to come backstage and go, oh, that was good. Bang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've seen instances where people have kind of done something to draw a line in the sand and say, stop.
Yes.
We saw with Braun Strowman being a bit overzealous with Brock Lesnar, and Brock punches him in the side of the head once, and Braun's like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Legs have gone. And Braun has been interviewed about that subsequently and said, no, he was right.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to be levelled, and that certainly did it. But always interesting to think, because I just don't think I would take that situation well. A number of right hands land from Shane. Oh no, sorry, Vince has rolled to the outside, but that doesn't keep him safe as Shane connects with a baseball slide, knocking Vince down. A number of right hands land from Shane, and he cracks his old man in the head with a keep out sign before repeatedly hitting him in the back with it. Shane has found a cable and begins choking Vince before throwing him into the steel steps. Shane-O climbs onto the barricade and scores with a flying clothesline. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Stephanie looks concerned, and this is only made worse when Vince is tossed headfirst into the barricade, and that looked nasty, I'll be honest. He did not look like he was in control of that. Shane retrieves a kendo stick and begins striking Vince in the back as well as the home run swing in the stomach.
That's where you unleash your anger, that way.
There.
That bit.
No, because that bit's supposed to happen. Throwing punches recklessly is the bit that would get me. That bit, weirdly, I would take more, unless they did something stupid with it, than the punches. The punches are what would get me. Also, the being spat at.
Oh, yeah.
No, not for me. Not for me. Vince struggles to get back to his feet, and the cameras do their best to hide the blushes of Shane's jabs. Awful.
Yes.
Awful. And then Vince is struggling to sell them, not helped by the fact they look shit.
Yes, agreed.
The best selling we get later on is Earl Hebner, but don't worry, that's for the main event. He never disappoints, that man. He never, ever disappoints. His big right hand to the top of the head, though, looks much better, I will say that. Looks like the Spanish announce table is about to see some action as Shane clears it clears it of its hood and monitors. Face first off the table goes Vince, and Shane follows in with a monitor shot to the face. I thought that was going to be a blade job coming, but there wasn't.
Me too.
Vince is splayed on the table, and Shane sees his opportunity as he climbs to the top rope. Stephanie tries to stand between them, but Shane still takes flight. However, Steph pulls Vince out of harm's way, and it's a heavy landing for Shane.
And I said actually earlier, there's only one thing I really
remember. That?
I remember this too, actually.
Yeah. I wasn't sure, and I thought it would be the last one, because the clip from behind Vince, is it?
Yeah.
Stephanie is on the scene. Whoa, no. Don't worry. With Shane down, the cameras take us to Trish, who is wheeling out the comatose Linda to be at ringside. A well-oiled Trish brings Linda to a stop in front of the announce table before helping Vince to his knees. She rears her hand back and slaps him across the face. The crowd are happy with this.
Yep.
Nobody makes Stratus bark like a dog and gets away with it, you old bitch.
Yep.
Stephanie is on the scene and slaps Trish in return, so Stratus bum rushes Steph into the ring apron and puts her on the floor. Steph pushes Trish away, and I don't know why going from Steph to Trish is really difficult for my mouth, but it really is. Steph's on the scene. Steph pushes Trish away and looks to escape, but Trish is after her and yanks her away from the ropes with a thud. Trish lands some woeful mounted slaps and has her by the hair until they reverse positions. Mick picks Steph off Trish and carries her away, only to eat a slap himself. Now, Mick marches her down, causing Steph to run away. Mick goes as if he's going to chase, but Trish is on her tail instead. Steph trips badly as she runs, and Trish greets her with a boot. Do you think that was accidental?
No.
It was an awkward fall.
It was an awkward fall, but I think it was intentional.
But it seemed to serve not much purpose either.
Yeah.
Back to ringside, and Vince is glowering at Linda. This is good facial acting to me.
Mm.
And he mouths at her, "You bitch."
Yes.
He looks absolutely deranged, and it's quite unsettling, actually.
Yeah.
As Vince walks towards Linda, Mick is on the scene and steps in the way, warning Vince to not do anything stupid. Vince backs... It's like a soap opera. We haven't talked about wrestling for ages.
No.
Vince backs off as Mick goes to wheel Linda back up the ramp, but returns to strike Foley with a chair to the back of the head and then one to the face for good measure. Vince lifts Linda out of the chair and rolls her into the ring, and I find it quite funny as Linda has no clue what to do with her hands and moves them at the last moment, because at first she goes to rest them on her chest and then she just goes...
Flops them like by her side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Because you could feel the cogs turning in her brain for that 100%. One, I thought. Vince briefly visits his son to kick him in the head before setting a chair up in the ring and seating Linda on it, still in the comatose state, of course.
Mm.
Back outside, also, how's that chair going to help her? No sides, no back.
But she just sits there.
Sits there, prim and proper.
Yeah.
Back outside, Vince retrieves Shane and throws him into the ring, as well as 4 trash cans. Trash can to the face of Shane puts him down. Vince gets in the face of Linda and says, "You want to screw with me, huh?" Before wailing away on Shane with another trash can. "You like that, don't you, Linda?" "Yeah, you like that a lot. 3rd time's the charm." Vince picks up another trash can, and as he holds it high in the air, Linda stands up and the crowd go mental.
She gets the loudest pop of the night so far just for standing up.
Easily. She awkward. What's funny though is that no one believes for a second she's comatose, but her just snapping out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the next bit's a bit awkward.
Mm.
She awkwardly marches towards him and Vince turns to meet her. He looks confused, then realises he needs to spread his legs further so she can kick him square in the nuts. Down goes Vinnie Mac. Yeah. There's a moment where he goes... and then realises you catch him glancing down and he does that at the last second. Yeah. It's awkward. It's really awkward. Mick Foley is back in the ring and lands a number of rapid-fire right hands, including a flurry that drops Vince on his arse in the corner. Running knee from Mick, and now Shane is back up. He takes a moment to debate hitting him with a trash can, but instead wedges it in front of him. Shane heads to the opposite side of the ring and goes coast to coast with a drop kick, driving the trash can into his dad's face. Hook of the leg, and we get the 1, the 2, the 3. Shane McMahon is your winner, and Linda is clapping her victorious son as the WCW wrestlers in the crowd do the same. What do you think of the match, Holly? I'm genuinely intrigued to see what you thought on this.
Yeah, it's all very theatrical, and it's more theatrical than obviously wrestling.
Yeah.
Which,
to be fair,
I get it. Like, I understand. And also, would I want to have seen these two have a proper match? No, probably not. I gave it 2.75.
Okay.
Which I still feel... I feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
Purely for the theatrics, I think. It worked. The crowd clearly enjoyed it. They liked Linda standing up, which was great.
Which is amazing. Just think of that.
I just think, as if I was a wrestler backstage and I'd had a match and I'd worked my arse off, some woman just stands up and gets an absolute cheer. I'm like, oh God, how annoying. It was okay. I liked the ending, as in I have obviously seen that clip hundreds of times. It was alright. I could have done without the whole Trish and Steph thing.
I'll hear none of that.
But again, you've got to give people what they want. They want girls slapping each other, rolling around on each other.
I actually think it was just a way to get Stephanie away from ringside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Trish obviously gets her comeuppance. Oh, well, not gets her comeuppance, but gives Vince his comeuppance.
Yes.
Comeuppance. I actually thought this match delivered. It delivered what it needed to do.
Yes.
Because, as you said, given who's in the match, Vince and Shane, you do not want to see them have a proper wrestling match. Benoit and Angle, this will not be.
Oh, no.
So they just found the right balance with Shane doing enough bigger moves. So Vince, literally, all he does is throw punches and hits with weapons. That's all he does in this match. Whereas Shane goes, okay, well, I'll do a clothesline. I'll jump off this.
Yeah.
I'll try and do an elbow. I'll do the coast to coast.
Yeah.
So Shane gave enough.
He's the workhorse.
He
really.
is. He gave the risk taker,
Yeah.
to be fair. Obviously, he got weapon shots in and punches and the stupid punches, which I'll be willing to overlook. But I think in terms of, if I'm looking at this as the storytelling match of the night, I'm absolutely fine with it. So Dave scored it 3 stars.
Wow.
I scored probably 3.25, just because the way everything fitted together, it worked. Because if I look at this on a different show and saw this, would I score it that highly? No. But given everything that surrounded it, the environment, the story going into it, and how it was executed, even ignoring like Vince forgetting to open his legs, the timing of it was bad as well. I think Vince should have turned around last second, looked confused, and then got kicked right away, rather than so he turns into a shot kick, rather than
and put a long pause before it.
Exactly, the long pause, it didn't help. But I'd go 3.25. I thought it was actually surprisingly good. Bit of WWF Access time now, Holly.
Yes.
After that chaos is wrapped up, JR takes us to WWF Access, where the Hardys received a massive scream from Holly. And the fans in attendance were quite pleased too.
Yeah.
Kevin Kelly briefly interrupts the autograph signing to say that everyone will have their hearts in their mouths for TLC too. Jeff hears that and thinks, putting my heart in my mouth would be a cool move. Maybe I'll write a song about it and post it on Instagram after it's created. What do you think of Jeff's look here?
Good.
Yeah? Yeah? Just it was the kind of the...
He's here. This is him for me.
Yeah?
Oh, God, yeah. Especially, obviously when he comes out for his match, this is my favourite Jeff Hardy right here.
Fine. I might have made a comment similar to that later on. Matt says their goal is to walk out of WrestleMania as champions, but it goes beyond that, given everything the 3 teams have been through over the years. None of them will ever be the same again. Jeff says there is always danger when it comes to the Hardy Boys. Ooh, danger. Jeff says that he will be treating this match like it is his last, which, well... Yeah. I think he does that with all of them, bless him. In the locker room now, so we've gone from that. We see Triple H readying himself for later tonight, and Holly is also happy. And this must be Holly's favourite version of Mr. Helmsley.
Yes, it is. It is. Honestly, this just gave and gave and gave for me.
So from giving to you twice, it immediately takes away from me massively. I fucking hate this shit as we see Undertaker shadow boxing.
I know.
Cut
With
the
his tank top
shit.
pulled down as well.
Cut the shit. You're not a fucking boxer.
No.
Let's move on, please and thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Next up is the tag team title match in TLC 2.
Woohoo.
We see the chairs, ladders and tables all being presented around ringside, and the title belts are elevated high above the ring. Holly, it's your match.
It is my match.
It's your match.
It is.
So, I didn't know when we were going to next cover this event, but obviously what we did for the first show, we didn't really have our format pegged down, as it were. So we just kind of talked about the things we liked and the things we disliked in it. Whereas this one's getting the full Scott analysis, which is daunting to say the least when we know how much chaos goes into it. But I will say this, it wasn't nearly as difficult to write up that I thought it would be.
Okay.
Which is very good, I would say, for the quality of the match.
Yes. Because
there have been other matches that are quote unquote good ones that I found a slog to write up. This had without sounding wanky, a beautiful flow to it. Yeah. It was so easy, smooth. There was no bits where I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, got to write about this. It just worked well. Yeah. I did this match easily within one sitting, so I kind of segmented it up into 2 or 3 matches each time I watched it. Okay. And I think this one came alongside the street fight. So the street fight gave me all the story, this gave me all the carnage, and it kind of worked. So that was one session for me.
I think it's very clever they also put this match after that match.
Yeah, bring the crowd back up.
Yeah. And give them something to be like, oh my God, after they've just watched something that didn't have a lot of content.
And then they shift the pace massively afterwards as well with what they give us next, which you will have strong feelings about, but I thought it was fine. Yeah. I thought it was fine. We've got the Hardys versus the Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian. Yay. TLC 2 for the WWF Tag Team titles.
Yes.
We saw their outing at WrestleMania 2000. We also saw the tables match between the Hardys and the Dudleys at Royal Rumble 2000 as well. So we've seen a lot of these groups mixing it up. Is it safe to say, Holly?
Yes.
You're well and truly in the corner of the Hardys.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
If they weren't there, I assume it would have been Edge and Christian.
Of course.
Of course it would be. And the Dudleys were also there.
Yes.
Holly, this takes us back to our very first podcast recording, episode 0, where you picked this match for review over 1 year later, and here we are paying a visit to the same match on the March Through The Manias series. How'd you feel?
Happy.
Yeah?
Yep. Happy girl.
Making their way to the ring first are Holly's perpetual favourites, Matt and Jeff Hardy. As they head down the aisle, JR mentions how Lita was taken out by the psychotic Rhino, so we definitely will not see her later. Next out is Edge and... well, I'm going to read it as I've got it here. Next out is Edge and Christina. That's just 2 letters flipped the wrong way, and it changes it from the guy's name to the girl's name. And I'll be honest, I saw myself do that 6 times in this match, and I thought I caught all of them. I did not. Go on, Christina. Next out is Edge and Christian, and Edge's gear is bang on point for this one.
Very good.
Great bit of striking purple, white and black. For those wondering, no, the mesh on Christian's shirt is too fine for his nipple to sneak its way through on this occasion.
Of course we had a sneaky look.
We did though, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Dudleys complete the set, and Holly, is this the peak of all 3 teams?
Yes.
I would argue yes as well.
The only thing I would ask for is that Edge and Christian hurry up and do the hair wetting a bit earlier on.
Yeah, fine.
But they hadn't quite done that yet, but I'm alright.
Yeah, you're alright with it. All 6 men in the ring look up at the tag team titles before an all-out brawl begins. The Hardys work over Edge whilst the Dudleys provide a beatdown on Christian. Edge is tossed through the ropes to the floor and the Dudleys hit a double-team flapjack on Christian. Now the Hardys and Dudleys begin trading rights. Bubba is sent into the buckles and Devon misses a double clothesline before being sent there too. Poetry in Motion connects on the stacked Dudleys and Matt follows up with a running side effect on Bubba. Edge and Christian are back in and they wipe out both Hardys with a ladder before giving the same treatment to the Dudleys. Edge was lucky to not hurt himself as he tripped over Jeff along the way of connecting with the Dudleys with the ladder. So right away we've already had Poetry in Motion. Is that a good tone setter for you?
Yes.
Yeah? Nice early doors?
Yeah.
Christian works over Matt in the corner before tying him up in the Tree of Woe. Edge and Christian both stand on Matt's junk whilst he's in that position, and ENC hit double team drop toe hold on Jeff, causing him to hit a chair with his face.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's a tough one as well, because if they when they do the drop toe hold, if they don't move their legs away for you to allow you to control your fall, you are just dependent on blocking the impact, which is not an easy task when you've got momentum, I'd imagine.
No.
Christian is pulled out of the way by the Dudleys and beaten into the ground as Edge begins climbing up a ladder in the ring. Matt pulls Edge down before climbing up himself. Edge uses the chair in play to spring off and clothesline Matt back down. Decent.
Nice.
Edge picks the ladder up once more and begins to climb, only to be drop kicked off by Jeff, who also used the chair as a platform. The Dudleys look to bring a ladder into the ring but find it drop kicked into their faces before they can get on the apron. Christian begins climbing but is pulled down by Matt, and just to keep score, I've still only put Christina once. Body slam by Matt to Christian, and the Hardys have climbed opposite ladders to connect with a splash and a leg drop combo. Yeah, nice. Agreed. Matt takes off his top for the girls to scream, but is interrupted by Devon, who throws him to the floor. Bubba dispatches Jeff and hits a scoop slam to Edge. Devon heads to the top, and is there anything more 2001 than a "Weather"?
It's brilliant though.
It connects, and as JR states, this will adversely affect your sexual drive.
I mean, if it actually hit you, it would, yeah.
Yep.
Cameraman does him dirty here.
Little bit. Devon spins for the last rites and gets shoved by his half-brother. Devon.
Get the tables.
Get the tables. Both Dudleys retrieve tables and bring them into the ring. Devon leans his against the buckles and bounces Matt's head off it as Bubba lays Edge across the one in the middle of the ring. Matt and Devon brawl to the outside. Bubba reverses a whip of Jeff but eats a kick, only to catch him on a Hurricane Rana attempt and powerbomb him through Edge and the table. Love that spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's very good.
Bubba heads, but it's because it's happening to your boy, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Bubba heads to the outside and begins moving chairs and ladders before stacking tables double wide and double deep in the aisleway.
Double deep.
What?
I like that.
Okay. Heyman informs us that Big Daddy Dudley had a construction firm, and JR would suggest he practices safe sex given the number of offspring he has sired. Matt strikes Bubba with a ladder as Christian punches away on Devon. In the ring there are now 3 ladders erected, and Bubba tilts one of them harshly to crack Matt in the skull. All 6 men begin climbing and trade strikes at the top. From the middle ladder, Bubba pushes the ladder on his left, sending Matt into the ropes, and Christian isn't even that lucky, missing the ropes completely and hitting the floor below.
Do you think he was meant to hit the ropes?
Yes.
Or do you think, because it's so weird when you watch it, obviously Matt bounces off and you're like, where the fuck's Christian? Where's he gone?
I think because Christian was slightly higher, Christian realised that he would probably hurt himself more if he hit the ropes and then couldn't control it. Yeah. So he backed himself to control the fall after.
It looks great though.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. Edge pushes the ladder to his left, and Devon and Jeff fall into the ropes on the opposite side. Edge and Bubba trade hands until both connect with right hands that sends them down to the canvas. All 6 men are down. Oh, that's it. All 6 men are down. The crowd reacts as little Spike Dudley runs down to the ring and connects with an acid drop on Edge, utilising the ladder to spring off before delivering the same to Christian, who is stood on the apron through a table on the floor outside.
When we go back to the when they're all on the ladders,
yes,
and one goes one way, one goes the other, the camera angle from the belts down, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that it
bird's
gives a
eye
bit
view
of perspective.
Yes,
I really like that.
Yeah, good. After Spike Dudley's little cameo, we get an EC dub chant. Jeff begins to climb the ladder, only to be yanked off by the arm, courtesy of Rhino, as Matt and Bubba brawl nearby.
Boo.
Rhino scoops up the ladder and charges into Devon to put him down before goring Bubba Ray and delivering the same on Matt that sent him through the table propped against the buckles. Edge now begins his climb, but the crowd pop as Lita runs down to the ring. She pulls Edge off the ladder, or as JR says, jerking Edge off the ladder.
That's a into the future, isn't it?
Now, don't tell me that was unintended. Did JR know something we didn't?
Ooh, were they already having a little thing?
Was she already providing the hand shandies? Is what I want to know. Rhino grabs Lita and presses her into the air, but is hit with a low blow from Spike. Lita heads to the top rope and takes flight, connecting with a Hurricane Runner on Rhino. Meanwhile,
I have a question.
Go for it.
Do you think, or who do you think, off the top of your head, has the best Hurricane Runner
I've ever seen?
Sure.
In his prime, Rey Mysterio's was good.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Because he used to be able to kind of pop it out of nowhere, and when he was slighter, so in his WCW days, he used to hit it quite consistently really well. Lita's is a bit more reckless for me, where she goes up there fine, but when she swings down, she kind of uses her body pendulum, and it looks a bit more uncontrolled, her swing down. Why, do you put hers?
No, I just was curious.
Who would you put up there then?
God, I haven't got a clue.
So you asked a question. And...
Yeah, I didn't think about the answer myself. Just was curious if you had an off-the-cuff answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're the ones that I'm comfortable with giving that, I'd say. Sami Zayn used to have a good Hurricane Runner, to be fair, as well, back in the day, more so as El Generico. Meanwhile, Edge has gone unnoticed on his climb, but Spike hits Rhino with a chair shot to the face, sending him stumbling into the ladder. Edge falls and has to really reach out his leg to crotch himself on the ropes, and boy is it ugly. Mm-hmm. Rhino goes after Devon, who is up top, but gets carried away by Bubba, who has him in a Holly what is this position called?
Oh, God. No. Chair. Electric chair.
Electric chair.
Oh, my God. We haven't had one of those in a long time.
No, I know. The Doomsday device connects, and that was pretty good. Lita has the chair now and cracks Spike hard over the head, removes her top.
I mean, okay. Oh, you're right.
And throws it at him before being rocked with a 3D. Edge hits Devon with a chair and then tosses it to Bubba, who catches it and is hit by Christian, who swings a second chair to connect with the first.
I like that. I really
Clever.
like that.
I agree. Edge sets a ladder up in the corner of the ring as Jeff sets up a monster ladder on the floor that equals the height of the one in the ring.
Oh, Jeff.
Oh, Jeff indeed. With Rhino and Spike lying on tables on the outside, Jeff throws himself and connects with a swanton bomb, taking all 3 men out. Clean landing, though.
Oh, lordy.
Imagine being front row for that. You'd have been holding the ladder.
Oh.
Don't do it, Jeff. Don't do it. Think of our babies.
Oh, God.
But there's a bit later on where I wish people had put their weight on the ladder.
Yes.
Because it could have worked had they done that.
Is this the 3?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet, but yes. ENC take the big ladder into the ring and place it directly under the tag team titles. It damn near scrapes the bottom of the gold. It is that tall. Devon and Christian climb opposite sides and have hold of the support. And have hold of the support the titles are hung from as Matt walks off with the ladder, leaving them hanging there.
Nice.
Devon was petrified here, as he cannot stand heights.
Oh.
And you could actually hear his concern as Christian gently knocks him down. Whereas Christian's like, are you ready? Like,
right.
Because obviously they got a camera, which I assume
Yes.
has got a microphone up there. And Devon's like, wait. Like, he was, he wasn't happy. Do you know how old he was around this time as well?
No.
Like 29.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, what we nearly see next would have been spectacular had it been pulled off, as Jeff walks across the ladder tops towards Christian, who has no choice but to let go. Jeff loses balance on the second ladder and falls onto the third, taking it down, but swiftly rights it to climb. Now, for me, given how, because it's all the pressure's going on the top of a ladder, which hasn't got the structural security there, they should have just had, like, Bubba has been hit with something, he's just holding on to the bottom of the ladder, and he's waiting, anchoring it down. Devon's just dropped off one. Have Devon grab onto another. I feel like that could have been done. Maybe it's hindsight, because Jeff was like, no, I can do it without that. For me, that seemed to be the sensible thing, because you look at it and go,
and it is a shame that it didn't work, because even as you watch it you go, oh, like,
okay, I've got a question for you that you've just asked me, well, similar to what you've asked me. If you had to back one person to be able to walk across those ladders and pull it off without needing people to anchor the bottom, who'd you pick?
Well, out of all those people?
No.
Oh,
any
anyone?
wrestler.
Oh.
I've got an answer, and I think feels quite obvious to me.
God, I don't know, someone little.
I wouldn't say
know.
little. I'd say Ricochet.
Okay.
I'd back Ricochet to be able to balance enough to go across that.
Okay.
Or Elix Skipper, who we saw in TNA, who is the guy who you see walk across the top of the cage to deliver
Oh, right, okay.
a Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
So, but I'd put Ricochet as my money on it. He wasn't around now.
No.
So, a bit unfair to expect it of him in a match that he wasn't in. But, I would put money on, if anyone could pull it off, he could pull it off. Okay. Had people in the match balanced the bottom of the ladders in some way, that could have worked great. I don't know what the intention was, though, when he got there. Was it just to hold on to the thing, because then it sets up for the move that everyone remembers?
I think.
Okay, fine.
In my head, I think.
But the next spot was on point. As Jeff is hanging off the support, he grips onto the ladder with his feet. Bubba grabs the ladder and walks to a corner with it, which swings Jeff back to the middle of the ring, where he is met by a spear from Edge, who leaps from halfway up the giant ladder in the other corner of the ring. Wow.
I would say that clip alone is iconic.
I agree. It's a fantastic spot. Maybe controversially for me, not the best spot of the match.
Okay.
The most impressive spot hasn't yet happened, and it's right towards the end.
Okay.
And I'll explain it when I get there. This was well done, and I think it was actually, they were talking about this match in interviews, obviously, because it's like you said, it's iconic and it lives on in the memories of everyone who saw it. But they couldn't work out, because Edge couldn't get enough spring to reach all the way to Jeff cleanly to make it look good, so they had to work out how they could get Jeff
closer,
moving.
Yeah.
So Rhino said, well, why doesn't someone just grab the ladder and pull Jeff along on it and then let go? So I think it was Rhino's actual suggestion for that move. But as great as that move is, and it really is fantastic, because you've never seen anything like that before, and we've seen stuff similar to it again, but nothing kind of hits the same as the first when it's done well. My favourite spot is coming up.
Oh, okay. I think I know.
Just because it's mental.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Absolutely mental. JR does a fantastic sell on commentary. He is doing the Lord's work on commentary right now.
Yes.
It is Bubba and Matt's turn to climb the big ladder as they battle on top. Bubba uses the title to swing into Matt's face, but Rhino is back in the ring. He charges the ladder and it slowly tips over, sending Bubba and Matt sailing over the top rope and through the 4 tables arranged on the floor. And to me, this is the best spot of the match. Okay. Not the spear off the ladder, not the swanton on the floor. This. Crazy, crazy stuff. Because that could have gone so wrong in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And because you even see Bubba at one point doesn't back that he's going to make enough distance, so he jumps as he's coming off to make sure he hits the table. But they both hit those tables perfectly. And if you think about it as well, because they're stacked up too high, what's stopping the top ones just slipping off? But they didn't. They go right through him lovely. It's really well done. Really well done. Going back a bit, you know, I said obviously Devon was scared of heights.
Yes.
And did you see how he actually let go?
No.
He kind of half climbs down Christian to then drop off, so he has less far to fall,
see.
which is quite sweet actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it is. Devon is trying to climb the ladder, but is being anchored down by Edge as Rhino helps Christian ascend from the opposite side. This is enough, and Christian is successfully able to unhook the titles to regain the tag team championships. What a match.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy on my notes as well, which I was surprised by. Holly, does it ever get old seeing this back?
No.
No?
No. Even though I know everything that happens in it.
Yep.
I still watch it and I still have the same reactions every time I watch it. I still have the, like the wincing reactions, or I still have the, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah?
Never gets old.
I think I might know the answer. Holly, what do you score this match?
5.
5 stars?
100%.
I agree. It's a 5-star match.
100%.
It is a 5-star match. It's such an easy watch. It's the right amount of chaos.
Yeah.
The teams have phenomenal chemistry with each other.
Mm-hmm.
The only misstep of the entire match, apart from Edge nearly tripping over Jeff, is Jeff going across the ladders, and it's so brief with everything else going on, it doesn't matter.
No.
It's 5 stars. It's 5 stars. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You gave another match,
God.
ladder match, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Does this ladder match, appreciating it's a TLC match, does this beat Shawn and Razor?
Oh, God.
Because they're very different.
They're so different.
Very different.
Especially because that one was just 2 people. Like, there was... Oh, God. I think it does, though, for me. I think the sheer... what is the word? The sheer risk, I think, of all those moves as well,
fine.
I think takes it a little bit over for me. But that was really hard, actually.
I'll be honest, I thought you'd end up with the answer you did, but I thought it would be an easier, definitely.
Yeah, no, when I think about it, I was like, oh, God, that's actually quite hard.
Because you can have different, even though they're both 5 stars in your ranking system, there can be gradients between them. Yeah. It's not a clear cut, because you will still have one that you slightly prefer to the other. But I agree, this is 5 stars. I think I've got one more 5-star match than you or something so far. And because we've both gone 5 for this, I have one more 5-star match than what you've given credit for. But you've also hit more than I expected you to this far into the journey. So that's good. That's good. Dave Meltzer, 4.75. Okay. Not quite a 5. Fair enough.
From
each
him,
to their
I'd
own.
say that's a good score.
Yeah, I'm also surprised it wasn't 5. Felt like it to me. I feel like it does more than enough to merit it. But again, he's one man. It's one man's opinion. We've got some more WWF Access time now, Holly. Okay. So to come down from that match, we're shown more footage of WWF Access featuring the likes of Lita, Chris Benoit, and Trish Stratus interacting with the fans. Mick Foley says he cannot believe someone was willing to pay for a personalised Mr. Socko when he was there scalping 2 tickets for the show for the same amount. Foley said the money for the sock is going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the 2 tickets are going straight into the Foley Personal Pizza Fund. JR says he is overwhelmed by Access. Hearing Kane talk with a mask and a ponytail is wrong. I said it.
Yeah. It is weird, isn't it?
Yep, I don't want that. The Rock asks Kid if his favourite pie is the same as The Rock's. Unlikely, mate. I'm pretty sure that was a Make-A-Wish Kid. What were you hoping he was going to say? Yeah, Poontang Pie, Rock, yeah. It's fucking 12.
Oh.
It's funny, though. Like, funny, The Rock just going, I'm going to still ask the question.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. After Kurt Angle and Triple H say a few words, we see the most scouse-looking lad I've ever seen in my life.
I knew you were going to bring this up.
Bowl cut, thick accent, he's got the works.
Why is the one English person they talk to look like he's just been let out on day release?
Yeah, no offence to anyone in Liverpool, but this is not a great representation of the Liverpool look, I'd say. No. Or a really good stereotypical version of the Liverpool look. But he's one of your own, so claim him, I guess. Again, I get excited seeing fans getting to record their own commentary on matches with Kevin Kelly, and I wanted to do this so bad. Because in my head, I was like, well, true. In my head, I was thinking, do you know what? If I did this, they would definitely go, you're amazing. Would you like a job?
That's what would happen, right?
And I'll be like, oh God, but I've got school. I've got I've got so many things I need to do. Whilst we see China, they learn their lesson from last time by not having her talk about how excited and blah blah blah. Hell, they don't feature Big Show at all after he said last time he wanted to piss himself. Stone Cold Steve Austin is back, and that's pretty much the bottom line. Debated doing the voice.
No.
Didn't bother in the end. After Heyman says it was great seeing the fans, he says he has to applaud the TLC 2 match. JR just stares at him and deadpan asks, "Why are you yelling at me?"
It's those two together are brilliant.
They're really good.
Really
Really
good.
good. Howard Finkel now announces an all-time attendance record in the Astrodome of 67,925. And that is what it says on Wikipedia, so only a 50% chance of it being complete and utter bollocks. Either way, it's a great attendance. Making his way to the ring to call the play-by-play for the next match is none other than Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah.
And Holly, we will shortly be seeing the Gimmick Battle Royal.
Yes, that's true.
Now this makes me happy. Bobby the
Oh,
Brain Heenan
Yeah.
is headed down to the ring. And this, it almost got me emotional, this, because like, it was so nice seeing him come back. He was a guy that when he left the WWF and went to WCW, he refused to talk bad about them on the air. He would be very careful to make sure that if everyone else was piling in, he would find a way to not break character but not jump on as well.
Yeah.
And he was one of the few that they never, apart from this, brought back. Vince has always got a thing of like, if someone hates him, if Vince can get them to come back, Vince wins. Whereas
Oh, I see.
Heenan's done the honourable thing, going, I'm not talking
Yeah.
bad about them. Vince goes, nah, I don't want you.
Mhm.
Not that Heenan's time hadn't
It's a
passed,
power
to be
play,
fair.
isn't it?
It is. Not that his time hadn't passed. And I was concerned at first with their interactions,
Yeah.
but fuck me, did Heenan grow into this.
Yeah.
He really, really did. And
Yeah.
if ever he was going to win you over, it's probably this
Yeah.
little bit here. So we've got, Holly, the Gimmick Battle Royal. When you hear Gimmick Battle Royal, what went through your head, please?
I literally sat there and I was like, I literally verbally out loud said, "Are you joking? Are you actually joking?" And obviously I had no clue who was going to be in it either.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, oh God, here we go. But again, it was off a come down of a 5-star match. So I was already, I'll be honest, I was quite still like, okay, like let's just see. Like it didn't drop my mood completely.
I'm going to ask you a question and we'll be able to better answer it at the end of the recording.
Sure.
Is this the best paced WrestleMania
Yes.
you've seen?
Yes.
They hit the right notes at the right time. They've got a couple of duffers in there. This being one of them, but it works well.
Yeah.
And I didn't go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because of where it was placed in the card, it was balanced.
Yes.
I would agree with you. Because even though it was 3 hours 40, I've seen shows that have been 2 hours that have been more of a slog to get
Yes,
through
agreed.
than this.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably speaks to the quality of the show as much as anything.
Yeah.
I've got a list of the participants in order, so bear with me. Bushwhacker Luke, Bushwhacker Butch, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, who you really don't know anything about, but we've kind of not touched upon many In Your House shows that he would be on. The Iron Sheik, Earthquake, The Goon,
No idea.
Doink the Clown. Not the original Doink the Clown, this isn't Matt Bourne.
No.
Kamala with Harvey Whippleman. Kimchi, not the vegetable. Repo Man.
No clue.
Repo Man?
No clue.
Yeah, you do.
Who is he?
He was on the first episode of Raw.
Was
He was towing Macho Man's car or something, and Macho Man was getting really annoyed about it.
Don't remember.
And he was also, in Demolition. Here comes the axe, here comes the smasher.
No.
He was one of the Demolition members.
Really?
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
Yeah, I know, but come on. My brain, I'm not going to remember these things.
Yeah, he was in
Oh.
Demolition. So Repo Man.
This next one confused me.
Jim Cornette.
Why is he there? He's not a gimmick.
Oh, he is a gimmick, but he's not a wrestler.
Yeah, so why is he there?
But it's a gimmick battle royal, so
Oh, so it don't matter. Him
well,
and
I guess so.
stupid
Well, because
tennis
he's not the only one that shouldn't be there based on that.
Oh, okay.
Nikolai Volkov.
Again, this confuses me. Is it a gimmick? Like, do you
Or
know
being
what I mean?
Russian.
But that again, that I was a bit like, it's not really a gimmick.
I think
Like,
it's just basically
his nationality.
Yeah, bring back like gimmicks from the past. Basically,
Yeah,
is the gist
okay.
of it. Michael P.S. Hayes.
should I know who that is?
One of the Freebirds. They used to feud a lot with the Von Erichs in Texas. He's a backstage agent. He looks ridiculous. He also said to Mark Henry once, I'm going to choose my wording more carefully than what he did. I'm more black than you are. Yes, is what he said to him. I don't think he used the word black, though.
Oh.
Exactly. And he dresses like the Godfather. Not for a gimmick. If you look at some of it, I'm going to show you. In fact, Google Michael Hayes now. I can guarantee you there'll be big hats, loose jackets, colourful. Colourful will be a theme.
Michael Hayes.
I'm hoping that it's got some quality on there. Oh, that's a great reaction. I don't even know what you're looking at, but I know that's a good reaction.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
I've seen him then in later life.
Do you remember he also got drenched in blood?
What? Oh my God, him! Oh,
Doc Hendricks.
God, yes, I do remember.
Have you seen how loud his... I can't remember
he did a thing with the Hardys, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
I also can't remember exactly, but he went to a funeral.
That photo I remember.
Yes. He went to a funeral dressed in his ridiculous pimp clothing as well. It was mad.
Jeez.
He's a bit of a lunatic on that front.
Okay.
Bad Streets, Atlanta, GA. Anyway, One Man Gang. I was happy with that.
Yeah.
I was like, they could have brought Akeem back.
Yeah.
And they didn't. The Gobbledygooker, or as it came up on the screen, the Gobbly.
Yes.
Do you know who was under that?
No.
Eddie Guerrero's brother.
Oh.
Hector.
Okay.
Hector Guerrero, who was originally the Gobbledygooker back in 1990 when it hatched out of the egg.
Oh, so he was always...
He was the Gobbledygooker, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he thought he was going to have a run and, oh my God. Yeah, poor bastard. Tugboat.
Right. So I was like, I know this person, but I don't know how I know him. And then I realised it's Typhoon.
It is Typhoon. I was trying to see where he is on the shelf. He's somewhere around.
Because I'd never seen him as Tugboat.
Yes. Hillbilly Jim.
He actually looks phenomenal.
He does, doesn't he? He comes out and does
phenomenal.
the whole strongman thing from back in the day.
So good.
He does. This is the other one I didn't get.
Oh, you can fuck
Brother
off.
Love.
This one can fuck
I love you.
Fuck off.
Exactly. That's Bruce Pritchard, by the way. Backstage agent. Was brought into the ring by Cody Rhodes after WrestleMania 4. See, that's him. And Sergeant Slaughter.
And his chin.
Yeah, I mean, his chin got to the ring 10 minutes before he did, to be fair. But so, that's a lot to take in, so to speak. Who is it who you wanted to win?
God, I didn't really care, I'll be honest.
I had a bet in my head as to who you would want.
I didn't really care, but actually considering the only person that I had a positive, like, oh, okay, when they came out would have been Hillbilly.
That's who I thought your favourite would be. Me personally, I was so excited by One Man Gang, but I refused to overlook Doink, quite frankly.
Oh, God.
When Doink came out, what emotions went through you? Because you had Jericho dressed as Doink earlier, and now you've got Doink.
Yes. Do you know what? I feared they were going to bring out another one.
What, a double Doink from behind, part 2?
Yeah.
That'd have been a great stitch back, though, wouldn't it? What was that, WrestleMania 9? So that would have been 8 years in the making.
Yeah.
8 years. How much has changed in that time?
Good.
Holy shit. Oh, my God. After getting to the ring, the Bushwhackers go and lick Mean Gene, who cries, "They're trying to lick my hair." Bobby responds, "Yeah, the ones you have left. Both of them." Heenan, "By the time the Iron Sheik gets to the ring, it'll be WrestleMania 38.
I liked that. That was very good.
When Doink appears, Mean Gene says, "You gotta love this guy." And Heenan wins Holly's heart finally by saying, "Why?"
Yes.
Mean Gene says he's really happy, and if the cord goes around his neck twice more, he'll be even happier. They're having fun. Reaper Man makes his way to the ring, and Mean Gene informs that 35 years ago, he got his mother-in-law. Heenan, 35 years ago, everybody got your mother-in-law. And then I'm pretty sure Mean Gene doesn't know what to say and goes, "I like that." Heenan is having fun, as when the Gobbledygooker comes out, he asks Mean Gene if he used to date her. We see... He's so on point. He's so on
very
point.
Good.
We see footage of Sergeant Slaughter using a machine gun. Heenan, "That was then. Now he shoots blanks."
He was very good.
Yeah. The match starts and immediately Repo Man, because I nearly didn't write these down. I went, no, I have to write these down. They deserve it. The match starts and immediately Repo Man is thrown out by Michael Hayes. Tugboat powers the gobbledygooker out of the match, and right after, he's eliminated from behind by his former tag team partner, Earthquake.
Shocking.
Kamala throws Earthquake out of the contest, and Mean Gene full names him as John Tenter before correcting himself. Kamala gets rid of Kimchi, never liked veg, and Jim Cornette eliminates Luke with a tennis racket strike. As Cornette taunts, Hillbilly Jim dumps him out from behind. Doink hits a running clothesline that removes Duke the Dumpster Drosy. The Goon runs at Butch, but instead sends himself over and out, although he manages to trap his arm between the ropes before eventually hitting the floor. Sergeant Slaughter dumps Comrade Nikolai, and Doink tosses Butch. Doink's had 2 eliminations now, if we keep in score.
No, I'm not.
A lot of scorekeeping on this show. Kamala throws Doink out, and Holly,
Yay.
would you have believed the boos that received?
No.
I was shocked.
Yes.
The fans wanted Doink.
Yeah.
They demanded Doink.
Livid.
Oh dear, he was a crowd favourite. One Man Gang eliminates Michael Hayes, and OMG himself takes a nasty landing after being thrown out by Kamala. Sergeant Slaughter dumps Kamala out as he smacks his belly, and under no circumstances should Brother Love have found himself in the last 4 of this one.
No.
Thankfully, the final sequence is quick as Slaughter picks up Brother Love and eliminates him, only to have Hillbilly Jim eliminate him from behind, who had the Iron Sheik throw him out right away to win the gimmick Battle Royal. Holly, do you know how they decided the Iron Sheik should win the gimmick Battle Royal?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Simply put, the decision makers thought it was far too dangerous to have him go over the top rope and hit the floor safely, given his physical condition, so they made the call that he would win the whole thing.
Annoyingly, that does make sense.
And then what happens afterwards, because they wanted the crowd to actually be happy about it.
Yes.
So what I'm talking about there is Sergeant Slaughter is pissed with the result and re-enters the ring to have a woeful slap exchange before locking in the Cobra Clutch. After sneak attacking him and putting him down, Slaughter oddly decides to then salute him. And I think we know who the company actually wanted to be the winner here. I think they would have wanted Slaughter to walk out. As Mean Gene and Heenan go to sign off, Heenan keeps finding reasons to not shake hands. That was great.
Yeah.
That was a little capsule. So, like I said, we need to see the 91, 92 Rumble where he's on commentary and he's rooting for Flair. It's his best commentary work.
Right.
But this hit all his highlight type comments in quick succession for me. I have to know and be honest. Do you like Heenan now?
Here, yeah, very good.
Okay.
Very, very good.
But elsewhere, still not sold?
No, and I don't not like him.
Okay, so, right.
But, yeah, this was very good.
Fine. Good. And do you know what? I will take that.
Good.
Holly, what did you think of the match? What did you score it?
1.
Okay.
I knew it was going to... Do you know what I mean? I didn't expect it was going to be amazing, and I wasn't going to see a lot anyway. All I saw was people go in a ring and people get thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really give it any higher for me personally, because I didn't see anything.
Fair enough.
And it was short enough that it didn't bother me.
It was. Big Dave, 0 stars.
Fair.
I don't begrudge that.
It's not really a match to me.
I give it 1 because 2 reasons. It was a nice little nostalgia act. It was quick. It was well placed in the show.
Yeah.
And Heenan on commentary, he absolutely shone through this. And it was like, because I think we see him on one more WrestleMania ever, but it's when he's inducted into the Hall of Fame and he's already been very ill by that point. So this is the last time we see Heenan on a WrestleMania in this condition. JR introduces us to the video package highlighting the rivalry between Triple H and The Undertaker. Before we get into that, I assume that you remembered about a particular streak that was going on at this point in time.
Yes, I did.
I know that in other shows that we've gone back through, specifically, obviously WrestleMania for this reason.
Yeah.
I was listening back to one not long ago where we were talking about WrestleMania 13 and it was Undertaker and Psycho Sid.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't have given less of a shit that match was taking place.
Yes.
Change the circumstances. You still know what the outcome's going to be. Triple H is the opponent for the first of their 3 WrestleMania matches ever.
Mm-hmm.
Did that change your feeling towards this because you want to ride his nose?
I was a little bit more invested, yes. Is it annoying that I know the result? Yes. But I was more interested of what the content would be.
And I would be willing to bet you didn't remember any of the content.
Nope.
Cool. I've got a question about the main event when we get there as well, but I'll save that. Won't put the cart before the horse. Hunter says he's beaten everybody there is to beat. He has taken the fans' favourites and destroyed them one by one. Biker Taker, or American Deadass, calls himself the Dead Man, but he isn't at this point in time. He comes to the ring and says Triple H has never beaten him. If Triple H tries him, he will make him famous. Cut to Triple H jumping Taker backstage and choking him with a chair. Taker waits for Triple H to arrive and puts a bar through the back window of a limo. He's threatened with being arrested, but promises he'll be out in 12 hours. Are those the rules? I don't know how the rules work in there, but okay. Officers have to restrain Taker from continuing to beat on the game, who later tells Regal he wants to press full charges.
But he does.
Regal presents Taker with a restraining order from Stephanie McMahon. To circumvent this, Taker gives Kane instructions to go after Steph, who falls over the barricade at ringside to get away. Good.
Yeah.
We cut to backstage, and this bit is actually very good as well, as Kane is shown standing higher near a railed balcony with Steph pressed high above his head as Taker negotiates with Regal to get a WrestleMania match with Triple H. Again,
fine.
Good. Bad things happen in my yard, says The Undertaker. Triple H retort, your yard is in the middle of my world. Ooh. So does that make him a land? Is he renting? What's he doing?
Maybe.
Triple H destroys Taker's bike on the ramp with a sledgehammer before pushing it over the edge, and now I'm supporting Triple H.
I was about to say, I bet you're happy with that.
Yeah. Triple H versus The Undertaker.
Yes.
We're Motorhead and we're gonna kick your ass! I am the game and I am the game! I am the game and I am the game! I am the game and I am the game.
Thoughts on Lemmy right here, Holly?
Wow. I'm going to be honest, and this may be a bold claim. Just give me the music. It wasn't a good performance at all.
What are you saying?
And I get why they've done it, but it just wasn't good. And I was like, just play the damn music. I've been waiting for so freaking long to hear it, to have my, proper pinnacle Triple H, and you fucking ruined it. Livid.
But I was listening to him, and some of them he is getting.
Yes.
But the other time he's going,
Just
I am
mumbles.
the game, I am the game. So apologies. I'll be honest, I was just going for horse singing. I wasn't trying to go for the
Also, it did
voice.
sound a little bit like Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
A little bit.
No, Savage has got a bit more deeper, whereas Lemmy's a bit like, He's kind of higher in the register. Well, how I do it.
Yes,
So I'm not saying from a professional's perspective, but yeah, Lemmy would go higher. Is this your peak Triple H, Holly?
He is jacked here. He's been taking all the vitamins.
And his little skinny mini waist.
Oh,
He hasn't got the glutes.
He's got a
Light bulb.
like a Johnny Bravo V. Big old shoulders, big chest,
Yeah.
little waist.
Yeah. And you're not attracted to the Johnny Bravo types, are you? So
Stop it.
after Triple H completes his entrance, he clearly wants a moment of him pointing to Lemmy and Lemmy pointing back at him, but he doesn't quite get that,
No.
and it looks a bit sad and pathetic. But speaking of entrances, Holly, you must be in your element. You must be in your happy place. As she hears, chocolate starfish! Limp Biscuits keep rolling, signals the entrance of The Undertaker. And I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure they don't leave that bit in the song. You might arsehole. And then, fitting, actually. Right. As much as I dislike the character, this entrance is as good as it's ever going to be.
Yes.
Because he's got runway to pick up
Yes.
speed. And the camera stays there and follows him as he goes by.
Yeah.
Looks good. A moment that has been, again, often used in highlight packages going forward. Great reception for Texas's own Deadass. Not waiting for the bell, though, Undertaker heads out the ring and meets Triple H on the outside to exchange right hands. Taker gets the better of it, and I have to laugh as we see Triple H get his head bounced off the makeshift Spanish announce table, which has been set up on one of the Dudley Boys' leftovers.
And it just collapses.
Not quite. The next bit it does.
Oh, yeah.
It gets better as a big right hand sees Triple H bounce up, land on the table, and immediately go right through it. It just looks so rinky-dink as well, the setup as well, and they just go, oh, it's again. Yeah. I was hoping that we were going to get something on the third one for it as well, which actually there's an unfortunate moment there, but not on their table. The bell does now sound as they re-enter the ring, and Triple H briefly gets a few licks in before Undertaker fires back. Whip is reversed and Taker ducks the clothesline but cannot avoid the high knee on the return. Taker gets right back up and Triple H carelessly turns into him. Grabbed by the neck, he's thrown into the corner and Taker takes... Oh, that's difficult. Taker takes some choice shots before warning the ref to not interfere. Big back body drop connects and a clothesline in the corner lands, as does a back elbow. Second warning for the ref, who hits a corner whip and scores with the second clothesline. Over the shoulder power slam by Taker connects and he misses the running elbow drop. But he misses the running elbow drop. The dead man ducks another clothesline and this time scores with a leaping one of his own. Now here we fucking go. Taker grabs the arm and screams, "Old school!" before taking 3.5 days to get to the top rope. I don't know what took longer, him to get to the top rope or fucking Iron Sheik to get to the ring.
True. However, this makes sense.
Yes.
Thank God someone finally making it make sense.
We have had him thrown off in other matches, but I agree, if this had hit, I'd have been like, this is ridiculous. After he eventually gets there, he's rightly thrown off head over heels and back down to the canvas by Triple H. Wild right hand from Taker misses and Triple H scores with a neck breaker for a 2 count. Right hands to the corner of the head right hands to the top of the head, the corner of the head.
Ooh.
Oh, blockhead. Right hands to the top of the head score, as does the elbow drop to the back of the skull, draped over the second rope. Elbow driven into the clavicle of Taker from the floor, not once, but twice. Running neck breaker in the ring scores, and we get another 2 count for Triple H. 3 of them, actually, because he gets frustrated, keeps pinning him, and hopes for a different result. Definition of insanity. The game is livid and marches towards the official to shove him, and he gets an instant shove in return, which always is well received by the fans. Triple H takes his eye off Taker for too long and eats rights to and lefts to the body as he comes back. Taker ducks too early off a whip and eats a facebuster. Triple H heads to the floor and throws the timekeeper over the barricade, which was unnecessary as it was hilarious.
Yeah.
He's also not done this, lad. He gets another one later on. The game has the equaliser. The sledgehammer is now in his grasp. Triple H is mesmerised by it, but does eventually enter the ring with it. He shoves Mike Chioda out of the way, but when he raises it, the official rips it from his clutches. Strong official. Yeah. Triple H goes to cock his fist, but is swung back towards Taker, whom he looks to deliver a pedigree to. Taker counters and catapults the game right into the ref in the corner. Where is Earl Hebner when you fucking need a manwich? Very nice chokeslam by Undertaker. Very nice chokeslam, actually. And it gets the 1, 2... No, Triple H is up. So the ref wasn't down for that long. No. Give it a second. Bearing in mind he just got crushed by a full force man hitting him. Yeah. That doesn't keep him down for long. No, okay. No, dipshit deadass stamps away on the ref and drops an elbow before returning his attention to Triple H with right hands. 10 minutes. He's down for from this.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
The game goes over the top rope and to the floor off a whip into the corner, and Taker joins him to continue the brawl. Triple H prevents his face going into the steel stairs and instead sends Taker. Triple H charges but finds himself backdropped over the barricade into the concrete amongst the fans. I'm pretty sure it looked like The Rock's mum was there. It might not have been, but I saw side on briefly and I went, oh, is that? Because she's normally round the front as well when The Rock's near the main event. The two men brawl their way through the people and make it to the tech area. One lad gets blasted out of the way, and rightly so. I can't say this bit pleases me, as you know, we will see this in the main event as well. Yeah. You know it's going to come.
Of course.
Taker and Triple H brawl their way up the levels in the tech area as the fans are going nutty. The game finds a steel chair and smacks Taker in the spine with it before cracking him in the head. Triple H hits him so many times in the leg and back that it actually warps the steel of the chair.
Yes.
Nasty. Final chair shot is blocked, and what is admittedly a great visual, Taker chokeslams Triple H off the camera tower down to the floor.
That is such good.
Yes, it is, but then it very much isn't, because unfortunately they ruin it somewhat by showing the angle that sees him land comfortably on the thickest of crash mats. Don't show us that.
No, No, the visual is good from when you see him
The first one.
disappear.
Yes.
We don't need to see how he's landed because he's fine.
They show a few replays of it, and each one progressively makes it look safer and safer.
Yes.
The first one I'll allow, but just don't.
Yeah.
Taker, not satisfied with the job, much like Kane earlier, leaps off and connects with an elbow drop. Again, we see how soft and floofy that padding is. Biker Boy shoves the EMTs away and unloads with right hands to the face before the two slowly brawl their way back to the ring. Ref's still down, by the way.
Yeah.
JR comments that not a damn person has come to help the official, and Heyman says, so what? It's only a referee, they're subhuman. And JR's like, what? And he went, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Triple H goes for a right over the barricade. Triple H goes for a ride over the barricade and lands back first on the mats hard. Back in the ring, Taker is standing over Triple H, looking down at him when his gaze goes to the sledgehammer. He picks it up and the fans want to see death, it seems, based on their reaction. They go mental. Triple H is begging off. Taker lifts the sledgehammer up but gets a swift kick to the balls, which actually was well done. And now the game has the weapon but runs right into a big boot. An exchange of right hands as Mike Chioda is still out cold from an elbow drop, it seems. Taker gets the advantage in the punches, so Triple H changes the game with a kick. Duck of a clothesline from Triple H and he scoops Taker up for the tombstone. No, Taker shifts his weight and reverses, delivering a tombstone of his own. Cover, but the ref is still down. Undertaker's fault as well.
Yeah, true.
I still don't know.
True.
Just so they could fuck around outside and come back.
Yeah. Ref
Anyway.
would have gone with them. Like, I don't
So I mean, when the ref came to,
understand.
what do you think? Oh, I'm clumsy.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. Taker signals for the last ride, but as he elevates him, Triple H finds the sledgehammer and cracks him in the head, causing him to collapse. That was actually quite well done.
Yes.
Now the ref comes to, as he counts the 1, 2, no. And that was actually a very good near fall. Because even
Yes.
though I know Taker wins, I went, ooh. Like, that still took
Yeah.
me into the moment, which is good. Taker is bleeding, and I like the idea that a sledgehammer to the head would only cause that amount of damage. Triple H aims his right hand at the open cut in the corner, and we even get rapid-fire Sesame Street punches,
Yeah.
although only briefly because no, Taker powers him up and delivers a hellacious last ride. Hook of the leg, 1, 2, 3. Undertaker is 9-0 at WrestleMania. I enjoyed that match much more than I thought I would
Yeah,
on revisit.
me too.
Undertaker hits the gas and speeds up the aisleway, only pausing to raise his arm for his home state fans. Holly, what did you think of the match?
Do you know what? I didn't think exactly like what you said. I didn't think I would actually enjoy it that much because I know the end result. It does take away from it. But I actually did. It wasn't massively long either. It was long enough.
Because we've seen them have long matches.
So it was long enough. Didn't drag on. I hate it when they drag on. I gave it 3.5. Theatrics worked. Content worked. Characters against each other worked.
Big Dave's score? 3.5.
Ooh,
My score? 3.5.
yay.
I think you pretty much summarised it well. It's not a match that I thought I would like. I did. Again, it worked well in the show. I feel like the show's momentum really helps carry them through, because if you move some of these matches onto other cards, you probably go, it was fine.
Yeah.
Which is probably where I would have landed up with this. But again, overall, in the whole package, I guess, of the show, it fits in perfectly.
Yes.
And like I said, normally if I go in expecting to hate something, I don't come out the other side thinking, actually, do you know what, that was quite good. I usually go, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
But this one I actually enjoyed. So fair play to both of them. We now see the WWF champion walking in a similar area to where Raven nearly cut the show short as he makes his way towards Gorilla for the main event. Stone Cold is staring at himself in the mirror in the locker room, psyching himself up for the title match that he has to win. This is, of course, Holly, the rematch from WrestleMania 15. Holly, assume you'll be siding with the rattlesnake here?
What makes you think that?
Because it's the baby blues that get you.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Stone Cold's journey to the main event of WrestleMania 17 is depicted, including his Rumble victory. The promo package is the Attitude Era. It encapsulates the Attitude Era.
Brilliant.
We see the rivalry between Stone Cold and The Rock to My Way by Limp Bizkit, and I think as a fan of this era, I set every rivalry promo package in my head to this song to see if it works. It's always, you think you're special?
Yeah.
Like, and I go, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So this to me is like, encapsulates everything. Vince makes Deborah's wife... No, Deborah's wife? Interesting. Vince makes Deborah, Austin's wife, the manager of The Rock. Rock makes it clear he never asked or wanted this. Angle has the ankle lock applied to Deborah, apparently, for some reason, and is attacked by Austin in the middle of doing that. Well, I was about to say crime, I guess it is. Austin also connects with a stunner on The Rock for good measure, I guess, for taking his eye off the ball and not protecting his wife. Fair enough. Rock bottoms and stunners all around over a number of different shows, both men hitting both moves. The beer exchange sequence was great before they began to brawl, where he gives him a beer and then they smack it hard and Rock is just looking at it and then smacks it back hard. Really good interaction. They don't need to say anything.
Nope.
Just everything they do is spot on.
Yeah, agreed.
The two biggest stars of the Attitude Era in the biggest show of all time potentially. Is this serendipity? Does this feel like it was meant to... It just felt like everything fell into place. Mm-hmm. You couldn't have had two bigger stars of this generation going up against each other. You know, people will say, "Oh, I like the Undertaker, I like Kane, I like Angle, I like these are the guys. These are the guys." Very much so. Thank you, AJ Styles, who we haven't seen actually for a long time. Now that I think about it, but it was so well done. Everything about this was giving me the warm and fuzzies. And I was looking forward to the main event, even though historically the matches between the two of them, they're not the best. No. They're not the best. Will this be the exception? Because everything else has been a high tide raises all ships. This show has brought up things that weren't maybe as good as you'd expect them to be. Will it do the same here? It's main event time, Holly. We've got The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a no DQ match they've just announced.
Yeah, apparently.
For the WWF title. What were you expecting of this main event? We've already seen them go up against each other at WrestleMania 15. It was fine.
Yes, that was what I was expecting. Fine.
Okay.
Yes.
And I have no idea Holly's thoughts on this overall. No. So we will be surprised together to see what she thinks at the end. Let's get into it.
Oh my God, I've just realised I didn't even score this match.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, we'll go through it and then see if you can revisit. Before the challenger makes his way to the ring, Howard Finkel announces that this match is now a no DQ match. So the crowd brawling is almost a guarantee at this point. Great reception for the Texas Rattlesnake even, who correctly enters the ring first.
Yep.
Bit of a different look in the eyes of Austin tonight, wouldn't you agree, Holly? Maybe he knows something we don't.
Maybe.
Just his little mannerisms, they're not quite the same.
Angry man.
Angry man. Well, wife beater as well, let's be fair. No, come on. Let's call it out. I'm not saying, I
know.
No one's an angel, but that did happen. As The Rock finishes his entrance, I spy a cheeky XFL banner in the bleachers.
Oh.
Very interesting. When Rock steps down from the middle rope, he turns and is met with right hands from Austin and the main... When Rock steps down from the middle rope, he turns and is met with right hands from Austin and the main event is underway. Do you know what is interesting on this show? Given it was 3 hours and 40 minutes, we hear no promos.
Oh, yeah.
We show previous things from shows. We show after the effect with Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
No promos.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I wonder if that helped it flow as well.
Maybe.
Even more exciting than that, we get ourselves some Uncle Earl Hebner. Can't wait for the shithousing to begin.
Sandwich in there somewhere.
Oh, he has his moment. Austin unloads with right hands in the corner and looks to clear Rock's clock with a title shot to the head. No, the champ ducks and fires off right hands of his own. Whip is reversed and Austin connects with the Luthez press and a series of piston-like right hands.
I can never remember what that's called.
The Luthez press.
Yeah, to me it's the hug and punch.
The hug and punch. Oh, I forgot you called it that. That has got to be a t-shirt, I think. The hug and punch.
Hug and punch.
Running elbow drops to the side of the head, connects, but Rock counters a whip with a swinging neck breaker. Set up for the Rock bottom, countered. Stunner, countered. Now Rock looks for a stunner, also countered. Austin sidesteps a charging Rock and gives him good height as he goes over the top rope to the mats down below. Didn't take long, did it? On the outside, Austin punches Rock until he sends him over the barricade and into the fans. For those keeping score, this would make me correct. Just to get that in there. Let's ignore the fact I've seen this before. With these two, it's usually a safe bet. This stint is only brief as the champ throws Austin back over the barricade to ringside before dashing Austin's face off the announce desk. Not the Spanish one, mind, as that is still in pieces from the last match. Awkward clothesline from the Rattlesnake lands, and the challenger then uses the knee brace to rake the face of Rock. In the ring, Austin unloads with stomps prior to choking the champ over the middle rope. Running crotch guillotine, because I still don't know what to call that, lands and gets a 2 count. Would you like a crotch guillotine from Austin? Do you reckon you'd be there for that move?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but it's neck over the ropes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would probably be a no then, I guess. It's a shame.
Isn't it a shame? Austin picks Rock up and puts him on the top turnbuckle to deliver a decent superplex. Lazy cover gets a near fall. Now Austin is undoing the top buckle, padding to reveal the steel beneath. Right hand is blocked and Rock fires off a number of his own. He ducks a clothesline and delivers a flying one of his own in return. You can certainly tell this is Texas as Rock is getting booed resoundingly.
Yes.
Overhead belly-to-belly throw by Rock scores, which is not something you often see from him, and that gets a near fall. A staggered Austin is now clotheslined over the top to the floor. Back to the announce table, Austin goes face first off both that and the timekeeper's table. Rock marches down Earl Hebner, who trips and goes arse over tits on the steel steps.
Funny.
Rock looks confused and I think pretends to kick him.
Yeah.
Which looks weird, and you can hear Earl Hebner apologise, and Rock says, "Don't worry about it, the Rock is fine." Sticking with third-person comments is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
When Rock returns to Austin, he's greeted with a ring bell to the skull. Austin throws the timekeeper, who has now taken 2 bumps more than he intended to this night. We can see Rock is bleeding when Austin returns and smashes him face first off the ring steps and announce desk. As Rock looks to clamber off the table, it just implodes.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate, to say the least. I don't know what they were setting up for there, but I'm pretty sure one of them was going to go through that. They brawl back into the ring as Rock eats one right hand after another, including mounted rights after Rock hits the canvas. Blatant choke from the challenger, and that seems out of his usual game plan. You don't often see Austin just sit there choking people. Rock blocks himself from going into the exposed steel and fires back, but is swiftly put back down when Austin delivers a swinging neck breaker that earns a near fall. After hitting the move, Stone Cold pauses to salute the fans. He does a little raise of the fists. Yep. More measured right hands from the challenger in the mounted position, and now he's stomping a mud hole in the corner, and dare I say, Holly, he is walking that bitch dry as well.
Yep.
Choke with a boot from Austin, and now he crushes his face with his knee. That looked nasty, especially with Rock bleeding. Stone Cold shoves Hebner to the floor for being a general nuisance, and this allows Rock to burst to life out of the corner with a clothesline. A second one connects. Right hands from the Great One, who flips the challenger off before running him into the exposed steel. Somehow, Hebner nearly gets whipped. Somehow, Hebner... He would love to get fucking whipped. Somehow, Hebner nearly gets wiped out as Austin goes down. Classic Uncle Earl. Now, Rock has retrieved the ring bell. Earl is warning him, but it matters not as it scores off the side of an already bleeding Austin. 1, 2, no. Austin kicks out somehow, some way. Right hands from Rock send Austin bouncing back off the ropes and into another until he falls down. The same again, and Austin is in trouble. We're noticing a theme here. Yes. I meant to ask you actually before this, who did you think... I know you're in Austin's corner.
Yep.
Who did you think was going to win?
Ooh. I don't know, you know.
No?
Didn't think about it.
Okay.
But again, I was surprised when Rock came out and wasn't massively, cheered.
Yeah. Did you not think about it being Texas?
Come on.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
What do you think?
Well, I have to ask the questions, if nothing else. From the floor, Rock delivers elbows to the clavicle of the challenger, who wilts down to the mats afterwards. Stone Cold blocks hitting the barricade 3 times and starts firing back with right hands. Austin scoops him up and drops Rock's sternum first over the barricade. Catapult sends Rock face first into the ring post, and the champion convulses on the floor.
Have a drink.
We're back. They are back to the announce
Ooh.
They are back to the announce area, and Austin turns the champion's lights out with a monitor. Both return to the ring. Austin hooks the leg. He doesn't look at the leg. Austin hooks the leg.
Rock's got great legs.
Oh, Austin's leg's pretty decent as well, to be fair. Both return to the ring. Austin hooks the leg, and we get another close 2 count. Double bird salute from the Rattlesnake, who looks for the stunner, but his kick is caught. Rock trips him. Shitty Scorpion Deathlock applied. My God, this hold looks awful. JR calls it. Flashback to Brett and Austin at Mania, except both men are bleeding in this circumstance. Was it giving you those vibes?
That particular shot does.
Yeah, the visual of it, yeah. Austin looks to reach the ropes, but is dragged away. Second time he does make the ropes, but why did the hold have to be broken? There's no DQ.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, true.
I know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't even think about that.
But they do it quite a lot in these no DQ matches.
Is that the one rule that's still there?
Well, then tell us. Make it clear.
It's a no DQ, but rope breaks allowed match.
I'd like to see the fine print of that contract, if I'm honest with you, Holly. Double bird salute from the Rattlesnake, who looks for the... No. Rock flips Austin off as he looks to reapply the hold, but it's countered, and now Stone Cold has it locked in on the champ. And he implies it much fucking better, in fact. The Rock, with whatever strength he had left, powers out the hold. Austin smashes his knee into the canvas and stomps Rock in the midsection. Austin now does reapply the hold, and the Rock is bleeding on the hands of Earl Hebner.
Why has he not got gloves on?
Oh, they didn't have gloves back then. They never did.
Oh, is that
was more of a recent thing. Yeah. The Rock makes the ropes, but Austin is reluctant to break the hold. Again, he doesn't need to. Yeah. But he does. In a hell of a flashback, Austin locks in the $1 Million Dream. Mm-hmm. A nod back to his days as the ringmaster, going up against the likes of, Savio Vega or something. Rock is fading. Holly, please can you do, for the first time on this show, the WrestleMania honours? I thought we might get it with Eddie and Test.
Yes.
But here we get it.
He's asleep. He's awake. Shocking.
Yeah, The Rock pushes off the buckles and rolls through, much like Brett did against Piper at WrestleMania 8. Yeah. Remember he was in the sleeper hold, Brett was bleeding, and then pushed off, pinned him down, won the Intercontinental title. Mm-hmm. Look at you, showing off.
I do remember that. See, barely remember my own name, but some things I do remember.
It explains why you like me then, because you forget how much of a dick I am each time you see me. And we get the 1, 2, no, Austin kicks out. Right hands from Stone Cold, but his whip is reversed right into a stunner from The Rock. That was good as well. There was no kick to it, just pulled in stunner. I like that. Both men are down. Very slow and lethargic cover gets 1, 2, no. The boos grow even more intense as we see Mr. McMahon strutting his way down to the ring. And asshole chants rain down on him. Why is Vince here? He doesn't care for either of these men. Yeah. Holly, do you remember him coming down to this? No. Okay, good.
Of course I do.
So what did you... Okay, at this point, what did you think Vince was going to do?
Someone's getting screwed. Who? I had no idea.
Really? I would have assumed it was going to be Stone Cold.
Because I didn't remember any real storylines around this time. And the only thing I remember is obviously the ongoing feud with Stone Cold and McMahon. But I didn't know when that escalated. It
had already been and gone.
Oh, had it?
Yeah,
See,
so
there we go. So
the start of the Austin McMahon thing was with Austin winning the title from Shawn Michaels and ruining the Mike Tyson press conference, and Austin stunned McMahon round there. And it goes from that kind of point. So it's all well and truly played out. So this is like a blood rivalry that shouldn't... They should never side.
Okay.
They should never side. Guess we'll see what happens. Spinebuster by Austin connects. Hook of the leg and another 2 count. Austin is furious as he pounds away on the mat. Again, not very Austin-like.
No.
Reversal of the whip and Rock hits a spinebuster of his own. People's elbow time. It lands.
He does do it, though, not towards the hard camera, which confuses me.
Both of their faults a little bit there, because Austin lands kind of in between both, goes to move one way, and Rock goes, no, and kind of nudges him back to the other way. So be it. But to be fair...
I mean, it's fine. We still saw it, but I was a bit like, oh, okay.
It's also the worst side you could do it on, because it's the entryway side. Any other side, you've got a packed house. Yeah. But I also don't... Okay, for me, the wrestling should be happening, and the camera should work with where they go.
Yeah, yeah.
So if it ends up one way, film it from that side. Don't choreograph it because then you'll making people expect what's coming.
Yes. Well, you always know, like with a pin, when you always know it's the end. A, because eyes, which you ruined for me, but also where they're...
I have nice eyes.
where the camera is.
Yes.
You can always tell, oh, we're done now, because they've moved themselves, so their pin, they're facing the camera.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very true. So the People's Elbow lands, lazy hook of the leg, and as Earl counts, Vince drags Rock off Austin. Why? The Rock sees what has just happened and leaves the ring to chase Vince.
This is shameful. The fact that he can't catch him.
Yeah. Rock, as they re-enter, Rock runs directly into a rock bottom from the challenger. Hook of the leg, and we get the 1, 2, no, Rock kicks out. Austin looks for the stunner, but Rock blocks it and pushes Steve into Earl Hebner, who takes a bump through the ropes to the floor for the business.
So funny.
Blatant low blow from Austin. Again, this isn't in character. The Rattlesnake tells Vince to grab a chair and beckons him into the ring. What the hell is this? Austin wouldn't do this. Stone Cold holds Rock in place and Vince cracks him in the skull with the chair. Austin makes the cover with a smile and Vince throws Hebner into the ring to make the count. 1, 2, no, Rock kicks out again. The crowd is going mental, what a ride this is, and also they're now starting to cheer a bit more for The Rock.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to cheer for Vince.
No.
Now Austin has the chair. He raises it high, but Rock counters with a rock bottom, which was well done. Vince is on the apron, distracting the ref, so The Rock drags him over the ropes and into the ring for a quick beatdown. As he turns back from beating up the chairman, he doesn't have time to block the stunner. Rock goes cartwheeling off the impact and Austin hooks the leg. 1, 2, no. Again, the champ kicks out. What is happening?
I don't know, but the overselling is ridiculous.
It's classic.
So stupid.
Vince hands Austin the chair and he creams Rock in the face.
Oh.
Yeah, creamy. I don't like how I said that. I gave myself the ick
No.
there. When it lands, the crowd goes silent. Hook of the leg. 1, 2, no. Austin begins driving the lip of the chair into the Rock and continues to strike him until he can swing, nay more. Hook of the leg, and finally the 1, 2, 3. Stone Cold is the new WWF champion with the help of his arch enemy, Vince McMahon. The two come face to face and stare at one another. Then we see the handshake. This is where Austin officially stopped being Austin, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
It was Austin's idea.
Really?
Austin wanted to turn heel. But for me, this character should never have gone heel again. Never have gone heel again. That isn't to say he didn't have some funny moments, but the people didn't want to boo him. They don't want to boo that character.
No.
And to have him align with Vince, just for the sake of getting the title, Austin doesn't give a shit. He shouldn't care about that. He just wants there to drink beer, kick ass, have a good time, and tell McMahon to fuck himself.
Yeah.
So we get it in a second, but JR kind of calls it perfectly because JR is going into Austin on this, and it's really good. The two men share some beers in victory, and JR rightly says Austin has sold his soul to the devil himself. You keep waiting for Austin to stun McMahon as he's drinking beer, but that moment never comes. Then I could have understood it. Yeah. Trick Vince into thinking you're going to do something and go, I've got what I want now. Boom, fuck you.
That is what I thought was going to happen at some point.
Never comes.
Yeah.
Austin raises the title in each corner to salute the Texas faithful. JR is furious with Stone Cold. I thought I knew that man. For good measure, Austin cracks the title into The Rock's face as he finally regains his feet. After this, Austin and McMahon leave the ring side by side and head backstage. The cameras head back to The Rock, who is dazed in the ring. The final highlight package of the night's events play out as the show comes to a close. Holly, what did you think of the match?
Yeah, I think when it ended, I was very like, huh? Because then also, we obviously just stopped watching it. Do you know what I mean? I don't then follow on in my brain and go, so where did this storyline actually go? Like, I didn't...
I can tell you.
Go for it.
We've seen it.
Where?
So this earlier in the show we saw about WCW.
Yeah.
Austin joins the Alliance.
Okay.
Austin goes into the feud against the WWF, which will culminate Survivor Series later this year.
Okay.
So that's how long he stays heel for. Pretty much as soon as the Alliance is done, Austin flips back.
Right. Okay.
But he lost something to me at that point. But sorry, carry on with your thought.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Better than 15?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd say yes. Comfortably as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't too long. It wasn't one where I sat there and went, hurry up and finish
Looking
this.
at your watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So I did enjoy. I gave it 3.5.
Dave has been very generous with this.
Oh, really?
4.5.
Jesus, I didn't do a lot.
I would give 4 because of the drama and the atmosphere in it. As a match, even actually as a match between the two of them, quite a few wrestling moves, good counters, a little bit of brawling. They didn't go into the crowd too much, which I was really concerned they were going to do from not having seen it for a while.
In and out, didn't they? Yeah.
Very much so. I thought this was actually probably as good of a match as these two could have put together, and it works really well. Again, in the pacing of the show, have we hit the Holly W?
Yeah.
Is this the first show to perfectly hit the Holly W?
I think it's one of the ones that has had enough matches in it
to merit it. Yeah.
To hit a full W.
Yeah, I think so as well. How does this stack up overall in the WrestleManias we've seen, do you think? I know it's hard to go through the archives, but for me, well, no, just in general, because there's a lot. We've seen 17 of them at this point.
This was the most enjoyable to watch so far for me.
So this overtakes number 10?
Yeah.
Okay, because 10 was the leader up to this point, wasn't it?
It really was.
Fine. With that being said, what did you score the show overall?
So overall, I just said, exactly what I just said. Easy to watch. Like, it didn't feel long. None of the matches were too long.
Yep.
Which I think even in 10, there was maybe one or two where I was like, either it was too long or not long enough.
Savage being not long enough. Bam Bam Bigelow, Luna Vachon, Doink and Dink.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
8.5 out of 10 overall.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was undecided whether I wanted to go 8 or 8.5. But in hindsight, there are very few things I can drag it down for. The women's match was unfortunate, but it was different to everything else there. The right sensor match, not good. Gimmick Battle Royal was fine, actually.
Yeah, it was
that
fine.
worked. That worked for me. And everything else was good to great.
Yeah.
So I agree. 8.5, which is comfortably the highest. I think WrestleMania 10 either got 7.5 or 8 from memory. So this has edged it. Do you think... It's all right, I haven't forgotten your segment, don't worry.
Oh,
do you think that we will see another one on this journey that will give it a run for its money?
Oh, I don't know.
Because you've seen you've seen quite a few of the ones after this now.
Have I?
I think so. There'll be you'll forget a lot of it, and they'll kind of merge into one. But there's a couple in there that I think will have a shout, not necessarily of beating it, but being up there.
My issue will be the length.
Yes.
I really struggle with things when they're that. I know we're not necessarily going to watch them in one go or whatever, but it will be seeing it initially and going, oh my God, it's like 4 hours long. My brain will start to go...
This wasn't far off 4 hours long, though.
No, true.
If you put in some promos, this is 4 hours.
Yeah, true. I don't want promos.
No, but that's what we've learnt here. Do you know what? I didn't even identify that until we got... There was a couple of questions like Vince McMahon being interviewed backstage, but nothing was like The Rock says I'm going to...
Thank God.
Exactly. But Stone Cold didn't get that either.
No.
So, yeah, it was such a well-balanced show, which I think is... It says a lot, because you would think that I want every match to be great. It can't be, because you'll burn out. You'll burn out over a lengthy show.
Yeah.
And this was just... Like I said, it felt like serendipity. Everything fell into place and felt right. And maybe that's hindsight playing a little bit into it, potentially. But yeah, I would agree with your sentiments wholeheartedly. But Holly, I haven't forgotten, as I said. Now you've got a lot to pick from on this show.
Gosh.
Outfit of the night.
Right,
how many contenders did you have? And let's see how many I can guess.
8.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so bear with me. China.
Yeah.
Would you have put Trish in there? I don't think you would have.
No.
No. Okay, good. You're going to say Jeff Hardy.
Right.
Edge was on point. Christian was good, but I don't know if he'd make the list, if I'm honest.
He didn't make the list.
Okay. Chris Jericho.
Yes, I get that one.
Yeah, you did a little bit. Ivory definitely won't be there. Right Sensor won't be there. APA won't be there. Jacqueline won't be there. I don't think. Stephanie McMahon.
No.
Damn.
No.
Triple H.
No.
Really?
No.
Kane.
Yes.
Raven.
No.
There's so many people on the show though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Undertaker better not be on there.
God, no.
Rock and Stone Cold. I don't think are on there.
Battle of the Pants? No.
Test.
No.
I'm glad. Perry Saturn.
No, that's stupid. Stupid hat.
Are you putting Matt Hardy in there as well?
That I put them together.
Okay, fine. Trying to think of the other matches, you know. What other matches were there? Oh my god. Gimmick Battle Royal. Are there any from there?
No.
Ah, so Bobby Heenan's missed out.
Well, he's on the list.
Is
yes,
he?
But he's not in the match, but yeah,
Yay!
he's on the list.
Mean Gene getting a look in?
No.
JR getting a look in?
No.
Vince and Shane won't be on there.
No.
Linda won't be on there.
No. Do you want me to just tell you?
Yeah, I do now. I was determined. This is
Right.
really difficult.
We'll just go from, obviously, the order I see them in.
Yeah,
So we've
chronological.
got,
Right.
yeah, Jericho.
Yep.
Simple, top tier, sparkly silver, like, shirt when he comes out. Lovely, like that. Kane, the unitard, mask, gloves, his physique.
Yep.
Looks intimidating, and it's an iconic look I've written down.
Okay.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Clearly
Iconic.
it's my word of the day, apparently. We've been here before with this one. Angle. With
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah.
the
Benoit.
patriotic symbol. Brilliant. Really, I just like it.
Benoit would have put on there because I liked his tights.
Yeah, and actually, to be fair, I had it in my notes, but I didn't say it earlier. When they're wrestling with each other, it's the
Works.
same colours.
But it
But different
works as well.
styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
it does work. China, obviously, the tiny,
Mhm.
tiny clothes. The Hardys, the baggy black trousers, mesh tops. I've just put Jeff top tier here,
hmm
as if we didn't know. Yeah, Edge, purple tights, long purple coat, perfect, works. Lita got a mention actually.
Oh, of course. I forgot she even came out.
It's super simple, but it's all the pink, and I just liked it.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's good.
And Bobby Heenan, all black suit,
Nice.
black shirt, black tie. I actually really like that look in general.
Warms the cockles of my heart hearing you say
Does it?
he gets on the list.
But that's it.
And that's it. I think I know your answer, and I'm going to disagree with you, but it is your segment because you're saying this is the peak Jeff Hardy.
Yeah,
You'll have put Jeff Hardy.
yeah.
I think genuinely, I'm not saying it's a bad look for him, but I think there are other shows where I could easily give it to him than this because I
so
think
do I.
both Edge and China beat him on this one.
Okay.
But I don't disagree.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
it's your
Yeah.
segment. You were always going to pick Jeff. Even Jericho's up there actually on this one as well.
Yeah.
But China's was just so superstar
Yeah,
when she came out, which is why not.
it was.
Granted, it was revealing.
Yes.
She definitely doesn't get it for the other things she wore that we saw in the highlight package,
No.
the American Badass stuff. But yeah, so Jeff Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has that put him? He's won 2 now, hasn't he?
I think so, but I think that might be. Oh, there might be one or two other things we watch him in where he might be a contender, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He'll get mentioned still because like Kane still gets mentioned
Yep.
all the time. Angle still gets mentioned.
And to be fair to you, you are actually quite objective about it. You won't just pick someone because they're your favourite.
They're fit.
Except for Savage and Jesse. They're the only ones that circumvent that
but
rule.
they also put in the effort.
Oh, they certainly put in the effort, as does Miss Elizabeth, of course.
Yes.
But that's pretty much the
That's
whole shebang on this one, isn't it? I mean, it
Yeah.
will have stretched over 2 episodes. I mean, it's over 3 hours of recording, which is why we're going to be potentially for the longer shows, to be honest, just because it makes it easier for our schedules, but it still obviously gives you boys and girls and men and women and everyone in between the opportunity to still get something on a weekly basis. But yeah, hopefully that will be a plan, and also we get a bit of downtime with it being approaching the festive
Yeah.
period, shall we say.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy days. But I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was
I've
good.
enjoyed the show. It helps that the show was great as
Yes,
well.
It does.
And that's just me talking about the recording.
Oh.
But no, I had a really good time. Anything else that you wanted to pick up before we kick this one into the turf?
Wintwistpod@gmail.com, and Win Twice Pod on all of the social medias.
Yeah, and there you can either email us with show suggestions, interact with Holly on Instagram, to be fair.
Do.
See the bi-weekly feet pics that she puts up there with the toe
Can't
wiggling.
help it.
It's just the way
That's
the sofa
how I
is.
sit,
It
yeah.
is. And to be fair, you're kind of in that position now, except you're not
See?
taking a picture, as am I, weirdly.
See?
But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Hopefully you have enjoyed our take on WrestleMania 17. And until the next one, take care.
Bye.
Until next time, this has been a Win Twice Wrestling production. Peace out.